Jack's gunning for a spot to represent Australia, and boy, would he have a good shot at gold at the end of the road at Teahupo'o, as K.Slater has always talked about being involved in the Olympics ever since it got started. J.Robinson in the non-priority heat getting started against K.Slater.
Let's see what he can do here. Smaller set wave, but a ton of speed. And on the forehand, this is the ability. You can kind of chase it down the line, no worries. Smaller wave, but nice combo there from J.Robinson. Again, just getting the nerves under.
You could tell that he has this belief. He's making things happen. How many buzzer beaters has he had where he's come through with wins over huge names? As we see the rotator for Jack. Nice snap off the lip. Connor going upside down behind him. Robinson tidies up the finish.
That was it. That set wave had the great pace because he was able to transition rail to rail as we watched the first one here of J.Robinson. And I like his strategy, putting some pressure onto the goat. Be early, right? Gets himself a couple scores in the books. And this is the strategy when you're surfing in these.
Connor O'Leary expecting a huge number. And now the goat getting started against Jack. Kelly setting up a nice clean first turn on the open face. Fills that one in well. Stalling, hugging the pocket. Little whitewater on the face of this one, but carves right through. Lunging back out in front. Some turbulence there, but he's still knifing it. Kelly off the bottom. Nice big flow. Well done, and a great start from Kelly.
His speed and his power and his flow, especially at a wave like this, is something that he needs to showcase. So he starts off this first arc, again, the layback snap where you bring that back arm low and behind you, right? So it's a different angle, a little different pressure on the rail. And then this open arc, again, opens up. That arm goes through the front part of the body. Different, there's a variety. And again, goes into this foamy section. So challenging sometimes to be able to get the grip needed, but just times it really well. A little float up there in that foamy section. As you see, this section is the one where he opens up, drives into this nice steeper section, but look at the technique. Just arms out, splayed out, and drives it through the waist. Bunch of power involved there. Not pushing too hard on this first wave. Going to get a good number here. You look at what Jack's been able to post so far. This is going to be, it feels like, the better of the exchange.
Well done for Kelly. I put him on my Tier C fantasy team.
Good job.
Explosive start, especially first thing in the morning. Sometimes he doesn't like morning heats, but he's looking fired up against Callum Robson. Here in the non-priority heat, J.Robinson setting up his little lean back in the pocket, and will step off. All the goofies gave him a standing ovation as we slow down this turn from J.Robinson.
That's that layback arc, again, stylistic and very powerful. When you're leaning back like that, you sink that rail. Does this one where he snaps the same style where that back arm stays behind him, but he gets the release out of it. So two different styles of the same type of maneuver, but just a little bit different arcs. So the judges will see the variety there. Difficult to really lay that rail in with all this foam on the face in this inside section, but those two turns outside are going to fetch some pretty good numbers. Again, going to the layback turn there, but that one in the lip rather than out on the face. And you don't really for the cold part. It's the rocks.
It's the rocks where you definitely want him. Here's Kelly setting up that first off the top. Nice control there. Arcs it out in front. Remember, chasing J.Robinson. He's got some open face to fill in there with a quick whip in the pocket, keeping that higher line. Now, hard off the bottom, controlled slide from Kelly. Whips it harder on the bowling part of the wave, but we lose him. So on the most critical part of the wave, he ends up falling on a very important maneuver.
Take a look at the replay here. So it's a mid-sized set wave, and what I think Kelly identified was that it was going to run down the reef pretty quickly. You saw how stretched out the line was, but ultimately on your forehand, you can kind of get there. Some nice work there. Nothing super dynamic on the outside section, but this is where the wave steepens up, where the critical sections happen, and unfortunately the error in this one steep portion right here. Would have loved to have seen him right out of the box.
Just caught an edge. Here goes Kelly, live action.
Slater ripping in, lays it back in the pocket, into the lip, just gives it a little clip, and then makes room for himself off the bottom turn. Slicing on that board, picking up speed through the bottom turn, and then going over a section Lands into a fade, and again keeps it real tight in the pocket. Tries to squeeze the final turn in, which he does with some success. And then right behind him, going down pretty hard. Looked like J.Robinson having a swing.
Perhaps tripping up some of our competitors, but let's look at the replay here of K.Slater. So as he's done so many times before, just that quick wrapping snap. Nice and tight in the pocket. Little hack under the lip. Gets out in front of this one. Some nice work through the inside section here. Another bigger wrap there. Just got caught slightly on that bottom turn. Streaks down the line. Check fade. Up into another clean snap, and then just somehow fits in that final manoeuvre. I was so late to the party as he hit that lip, but managed to ride out of that one. So good work there.
Been quite a lot of talk about Kelly's equipment of recent seasons. How do you like the way this board's performing?
This one's not looking too bad under his feet. Definitely in the opening round. I don't know whether he was riding this is the same board, but the opening round, the board looked just a little off in the rocker. Looked like it was pushing water potentially as Kelly was going into some of his turns, but he looks centered on this one. You can tell he's just check the replay here. So this is Robbo's previous wave. Nice and smooth on the open face, a big long carve to start off. Now he gets a bit more vertical in his approach. Brings it down the line here. Quick check snap. Sets up this inside section. And just comes unstuck.
He'll have to give way. And he goes opening up with a power turn. Robbo gathers off the bottom and just pings himself out of the lip. And again, just slicing down. Similar kind of turn from him, just building that momentum onto an inside, and once again airdrop energy and using that strong physique. He's got some powerful legs, to J.Robinson. He gets a good finish.
Yeah, just building here, isn't he? He's looking to replace that one of those pocket sixes that he has in the school. Fantastic as this wave was lining up, and then J.Robinson just went, no, I'll take it. Nice strong bottom turn. Ton of spray on that first turn. And that was what I was talking about, Paul, just coming from behind up into that pockety section. Now gets back out on the face and gets that couple of final finishing turns here. So he's going to challenge to better that 6 point, but really has improved his standing on the World Tour over the last couple of years. Okay, good looking ride here for Kelly.
Slater, here he goes. Opens up with a float. And then into the pocket here, just juices one, setting up with the bottom turn, pumping. Snap in the pocket from him, speed down the line here, opens up that upper body. And he's looking down as this one just stretches out in front of him. Into the lip, snaps it, recovers well with the airdrop, tries to fit another turn in.
But let's check out the replay of Kelly's wave here. Beautiful takeoff. Sort of a lip gliding projection floater down the line. Now he gets the wrap back into the power source. Look how low Kelly stays. And just keeping all the energy in those legs as he springs into each turn. And again, just for a moment there, thinking he was going to hunt the barrel, but the wave slows up. So again, gets that little shimmy, that little two-step.
Meanwhile, right behind him, Robbo cracks one. And this wave's pretty quick, and it will run away here as we just pick up the final two maneuvers of J.Robinson. He's got a little bit of a lead over K.Slater prior to that last exchange. It's not a big one,
but then forces the issue and doesn't make it. So let's see what happens. Well, J.Robbo takes to the air and gets the full rotation. So a high-risk maneuver to start off this ride. Comes through the inside, quick snap, and you can see there's just that little bit more speed in what Jack's doing as he's firing off the a bit more foam than most of the other surfers on tour, and he seems to have found his place in the way he competes.
All right, here we go. As we'll check out a nice entry from the goats. Looking to come back at J.Robinson here. And surfing in the pocket, really just kind of clipping the lip, unable to really unleash, and he'll get himself inside the tube here, parks it in a really hollow section, comes out.
Maybe a little indecisive on that final maneuver there, going for something, but let's get back to Kelly's replay. So a snap to start things off, and Another quick little snap here, but you could see this little crease in the wave, the double up. So this is two swells converging, and you know Kelly just getting that perfect barrel stance, getting some vision here. So the first real barrel of the event, and of course the greatest of all time was always going to find it. And just so comfortable out here through the Super Tube section. He's looking good. Let's not forget that
the wave rather than running out the front, and right behind him, relentless from J.Robinson. What's he got for us here? He's loading up the alley-oop. He loses it in the rotation. All sorts of oohs and ahs going down from the crowd as they just watched the greatest of all time get barreled. And they watched incredible J.Robinson going big in the air with that rotation, having a little look around, seeing exactly where Slater is. 2.5 on the clock.
J.Robinson. So a little bit foamy on the face here. Gets a big open swoop to start off. Little foam tap, and then realised at this point he needed something special, so just goes for the...
And it looks like it'll be J.Robinson avoiding an elimination. And K.Slater.
Wow, big heat, close, you know, and we did see some great form there from K.Slater. Unfortunately, he will be out of the event, and one of the greatest to ever do it here.